It is 6:30 on your Sunday. Right now, breaking news in Madison. Multiple people hospitalized after a shooting overnight. We'll tell you where it happened.
And conditions today are going to be pretty nice, but we may see some breezy weather throughout the day. I'll have the full forecast, though, coming up.
And later, more Israeli hostages in Gaza are rescued. We'll have the details, including the U.S.'s role in that mission. Good Sunday morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on Weekend Mornings. I'm Leah Lynchide in for our friend Kyle Pozorski. It is Sunday, June 9th, and it looks to be a gorgeous Sunday to round out your weekend. Meteorologist Jacob Montesano's here with the details. Good morning, Jacob.
Good morning, Leah. And no rain in the forecast today, unlike yesterday, unfortunately. But right now we are seeing plenty of sunshine. Current temperature at 56 degrees. The winds are calm right now, but as I mentioned at the top, we could see some breezy conditions today. But first, here's a look at the temperatures across the region. Pretty close to what we normally see during the morning hours for this time of the year. Upper 40s, lower 50s for much of Wisconsin. And looking at the winds, we are still calm across the area for now. But as we look at the wind gust forecast throughout the day, we are going to see those winds increase just a little bit. The gustiest winds will be out west near Iowa, where wind gusts could be up to 35 miles per hour. Here in Wisconsin, we're mostly going to max out at around 30 miles per hour. Likely not going to be quite as breezy as it was this past Thursday, but still just be aware that we are going to see some windy conditions. But this is really only going to be for today. It's going to decrease throughout the night, and then for Monday, not really going to be too much of a factor. So timing out your forecast, for those of you tuning in from La Crosse, temperatures are going to be peaking around 70 degrees with plenty of sunshine. Again, sustained winds will max out around 15 to 20 miles per hour. The gusts will max out at around 30 miles per hour, and that's the case for Madison as well. Once again, lower 70s, plenty of sunshine. It is going to be a very nice day, and tomorrow is going to be very nice as well. But I'll talk more in detail about our next chance of rainfall coming up a little bit later.
Jacob, thank you very much. Now to breaking news this morning. Several people are in the hospital after a shooting overnight in Madison. Officers responded to the Lux Apartments on West Johnson Street downtown in the midnight hour. They found multiple people with gunshot wounds, had to take some of them to the hospital. None of those injuries, though, are believed to be life-threatening, thankfully. MPD says this appears to be a targeted incident. However, the suspect is still at large this morning. The Violent Crime Unit is investigating. Police are going to provide more details in a press conference this morning at 9. We'll be there and continue to share updates throughout the day as we receive them. Also right now, authorities say a Madison child who went missing overnight is now in protective custody in North Dakota. Savannah Kem was last seen on Friday night in Madison's North Side district. Madison police believe she was in danger. Overnight, detectives from MPD's Special Victims Unit discovered Kem may have been taken to North Dakota. Authorities in that state were able to find her and take her into protective custody. Two officials for former President Donald Trump will face trial for conspiring to overturn the results of the 2020 election in Arizona. This comes after former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows and Trump campaign official Mike Roman pleaded not guilty. They're two of 18 Trump allies charged in connection to a fake electors scheme in that state. President Joe Biden won the state by just under 11,000 votes. Mike Roman was also indicted here in Wisconsin, having played a role in the fake electors scheme in this state as well. Abroad, Haiti's interim Prime Minister Gary Coney is in the hospital after suffering breathing problems, but is in stable condition, that's according to local media. The chief of an ambulance service in Haiti told reporters Coney was in good condition, but didn't elaborate. The Prime Minister's representatives didn't immediately respond to requests for comment. Coney has been in temporary charge of Haiti for just a week now. He was named into office by a transition council with the mandate to restore stability and take back control of that country from violent gangs. Israel rescued 4 hostages taken in the October 7th Hamas attack. This is the largest such operation since the Israel-Hamas war started 8 months ago. More than 200 Palestinians were killed in the air and ground assault in Gaza. That does include women and children. CBS News correspondent Wendy Gillette has the details.
There were hugs and tears as the 4 freed hostages taken from a music festival on October 7th reunited with their loved ones after just over 8 months in captivity. The father of Noah Argamani thanked the Israeli military. She was the hostage taken away from the festival on the back of a motorbike. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu celebrated with all four and promised he'll bring the remaining hostages home.
I'll do whatever it takes to get them all back home. Hamas is committing war crimes every day, including the holding of these hostages.
The Israeli military released video of the daytime operation in which the hostages were freed from 2 apartments in central Gaza. Hamas says more than 200 Palestinians were killed in the assault. A small group of Israelis danced outside the hospital where the hostages were taken for medical checks and declared in good health. President Biden spoke about their release in Paris.
We won't stop working until all the hostages come home and a ceasefire is reached. That is essential.
Pro-Palestinian demonstrators gathered outside the White House, calling for an immediate ceasefire. Wendy Gillette, CBS News.
About 120 hostages remain in Gaza. 43 of them have been pronounced dead. Back here in Madison, $87,428. That's how much Komen South Central Wisconsin raised for breast cancer research at its annual More Than Pink Walk. It happened at Willow Island near the Alliant Energy Center yesterday. Attendees who themselves are either battling cancer or have battled breast cancer in the past took part. An opening ceremony was followed by the walk. This is, of course, all to show support and raise awareness and money for the fight against breast cancer.
Participants love having us here, but more importantly, they just love being here and feeling heard, feeling the support from the community is very important to all of the survivors and their family and support structure.
You may even have seen us there. News 3 Now, a proud sponsor of the event. We sent a team of our own to be a part of the walk. Susan G. Komen, by the way, is the world's leading breast cancer organization supporting research against the deadly disease for now more than 40 years. Staying in Madison now, the tassels are rotated as Madison area high school students are new graduates. For many years, graduation ceremonies were held at the Cole Center. But this year, because of renovations to the hockey rink there, ceremonies were instead held a day late and they were moved to the Alliant Energy Center, you see here. That's where Memorial West, East, and La Follette High School students gathered to celebrate this major milestone.
I'm the oldest of my family, so I'm the first one to go through graduation. I'm not really sure what to expect, but I think it really is, we really just get to show all the hard work we've put in throughout all 4 years of high school. So it's a really important experience. I'm really excited for it.
Congrats, young man. With 4 ceremonies, each 3 hours apart, pretty full day of celebration. Well deserved. The latest version of the federal farm bill is currently making its way through Congress, and it could have big impacts for Wisconsin farmers. One amendment could affect the THC hemp industry here in Wisconsin. While marijuana is still illegal for recreational and medical use in our state, the 2018 Farm Bill opened up the hemp-derived THC industry across the country. Since then, it's become a growing commodity here in Wisconsin. But now Congress is considering tightening the reins.
I think that those producers really just want to know, what are the rules going to be? Are we going to change them from 2018? But the long and short of it is, I don't know that Congress in its 2018 authorization of the Farm Bill quite knew the box that it was opening on hemp products.
The bill would also expand safety nets for farmers. It could also limit future spending on food assistance programs and cut funding for climate-related programs and incentives. You can catch that full conversation on For the Record. That's today at 10:30. 6:38 on your Sunday. Still ahead, what's behind a rise in poisonings across the country? We'll tell you. Plus, Jacob has a look at your full forecast just ahead here on News 3 Now Weekend Mornings.
First Warn Weather, keeping you ahead of the storms.
We've got the power.
At the Power Centers of Madison, you can get the job done with Skag Commercial Power Equipment. If your business is lawn care, you can trust Skag. Simply the best.
We've got the power.
Middleton and Sun Prairie.
The whole process was just so easy.
The installation crew was extremely professional.
And efficient.
Yes.
They were like there and gone.
It's definitely convincing when you see it in front of you of what your savings are going to be.
Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Readers Poll for 2024. Vote for the Best of Madison online today, including Elite Cognition for Best Mental Health Facility. Vote for Elite Cognition and all your favorites online today. Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Readers Poll for 2024. Vote for the Best of Madison online today, including Beef Butter Barbecue for Best Barbecue, your #1 choice for barbecue and catering. Vote online for Beef Butter Barbecue today. Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Readers Poll for 2024. Vote for the Best of Madison online today, including Best Western Premier Park Hotel for Best Hotel. Vote for Best Western Premier Park Hotel today.
When migraine strikes, you're faced with a choice. Accept the trade-offs of treating or push through the pain and symptoms. With Ubrelvy, there's another option. One dose quickly stops migraine in its tracks. Treat it anytime, anywhere, without worrying where you are or if it's too late. Do not take with strong CYP3A4 inhibitors. Allergic reactions to Ubrelvy can happen. Most common side effects were nausea and sleepiness. Migraine pain relief starts with you. Ask about Ubrelvy. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Ordinary is the opposite of beautiful. Beauty drops our jaws, dilates our eyes, and beauty is something we can create right now at Floor & Decor.
Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Readers Poll for 2024. Vote for the Best of Madison online today, including Top Notch Movers for Best Moving Company. Vote for Top Notch Movers and all your favorites online today.
We've got the power.
At the Power Centers of Madison, you can get the job done with Skag Commercial Power Equipment. If your business is lawn care, you can trust Skag. Simply the best.
We've got the power.
Middleton and Sun Prairie.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Good morning, everybody. Here's a look at the 3 things you need to know for this week. We are going to see very nice conditions today and tomorrow. Next chance of rain will be on Tuesday, and temperatures are going to warm up slowly throughout the week. So first, let's take a look at today's forecast. Highs will be in the lower 70s for pretty much the entire area. We'll see partly sunny to mostly sunny skies, a little bit breezy with winds maxing out at around 15 to 20 miles per hour. Gusts could be a bit higher than that. And as we head into the overnight hours, we're not going to see the winds continue. Mostly going to be today, and then tomorrow will be a bit calmer. But temperatures tonight will be a little bit below average. Some locations could drop into the upper 40s. And as we look at the forecast for Monday, it's going to be another nice day, but still remaining a little bit below average. But below average this time of year is still very comfortable. Highs will be around 70 with plenty of sunshine. Now, looking at future track, we're not expecting any precipitation today or tomorrow. Tuesday is our next chance of rain, but it looks like the showers and storms are going to be very isolated, so it wouldn't surprise me if the majority of our area don't see any rain at all, and it should clear out pretty quickly. Wednesday, we are expecting mostly dry conditions as well. Again, maybe an isolated shower, but most of the area will continue to be dry. Now, by the time we get to Thursday, that's our next chance for more widespread showers and storms, especially during the afternoon hours. This will move through and likely continue into the evening as well, but should clear out by the overnight hours. And as we get into Friday, we're expecting dry conditions for Friday as well. Saturday is looking dry again. We are going to see a chance of storms for your Father's Day, but that's over a week away, so at this point, a lot can change between now and then. Overall, looking at the rainfall forecast for the next 7 days, we're not expecting a lot, at least in southern Wisconsin. Further up north towards La Crosse and Eau Claire, a little bit more rain is in the forecast. And considering just how much rain we've seen over the last couple of weeks, we definitely could afford a little bit of a break from the consistent heavy rain. And we kind of have been having that over the last few days. Even though it did rain yesterday, the rain was pretty light. Now, beyond the rainfall, temperatures are also going to warm up. We could have highs back in the lower 80s as early as Wednesday, and that's going to continue through the end of the 10-day forecast, where we could be talking about a few days, especially around Father's Day, where a few locations actually get into the lower 90s. So this is looking like it will be our warmest time of the year where those highs could be in at the middle 80s. So fairly dry conditions, just a few chances of some showers and storms Tuesday and then again for Thursday. But overall, we're not going to see a lot of rainfall over the next 7 days. Now, by the time we get to Father's Day and the beginning of next week, we are going to see more storm chances. This point, though, still a bit unclear which day we will see the most rainfall, still pretty far out, but we've consistently been calling for the chance of some storms on Father's Day, but we also have been mentioning that temperatures are likely going to warm up. So if you like these temperatures, you only got a few more days before things start to get warm and maybe even a little bit humid.
Boy, and I'm loving a nice stretch without rain after, like you said, quite a period of a lot of precipitation.
Yeah, you know, but I will take this year over last year. If you remember last year, we had very dry conditions for May and June.
You're right.
Not the case this year, but I agree. Right now, I'll take a break, but in the long term, I think this year has been a lot better than last year, rainfall-wise.
Jacob, thank you very much. 6:45 now, an antitrust lawsuit against Google will be decided by a judge, not a jury. That was the ruling by a federal judge on Friday. That is, of course, if the lawsuit isn't dismissed altogether. That's because Google wrote a $2.3 million check, paying the full amount of monetary damages being sought in the lawsuit. The Department of Justice in multiple states allege Google bullied publishers and advertisers into using the company's proprietary and technology products. A hearing is set for June 21st. If the case isn't dismissed, a bench trial is set for September. Calls for severe poisonings are up at poison centers across the country. Researchers at UVA School of Medicine looked at 33 poisoning cases between 2007 and 2021. They found intentional deadly exposures increased more than 200%. For children, that rate jumped by 77%. Researchers say the increase may be linked to the growing mental health crisis and the rise of opioid use. It's health conversation time. This morning, our Shane Hogan sits down with Dr. Rupa Shah to talk about some ways to keep your kids' minds staying sharp over the summer months. Here he is with that conversation.
School is out for the summer, which can leave some families worried about a decline in their kids' academic abilities. SSM Health family physician and wellness coach Dr. Rupa Shah joins me today to talk about preventing the summer slide. This is a new concept to me, maybe because I don't have kids, but what is the summer slide?
So the summer slide just refers to that decline in the academic kind of skills that kids develop, specifically reading and math skills. During the summer months when they're out of school. Those types of skills really take a lot of practice and upkeep to kind of maintain the proficiency that they've developed throughout the school year. So a lot of kids in the summertime, as you can imagine, not being in school, they kind of lose some of those skills slowly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, what can families do to help prevent that? Because you know, I'm sure one of the first things is you want to just not be thinking about school or homework and those kinds of things. But what are some things, you know, parents can do?
Yeah, so parents can really just try and engage their kids in some type of educational activity that's going to maintain those skills, right? So this can be really simple things like doing a little bit of work on the side in the summer or joining a summer reading program. A lot of libraries will have reading challenges for their kids, but can even be simple things like if you go to the zoo or a museum and just kind of doing some more education that's wrapped in with those activities as well. Or simple things like when you're shopping, you know, trying to use their math skills when you're trying to calculate the tax, or when you're cooking, measuring and using measuring cups and kind of introducing some science concepts when you're cooking can be really simple, hands-on way that kids might like to continue learning.
Doesn't have to be sitting doing a worksheet, you know, there's a lot of real world applications for these kinds of things. So what else should family know about preventing the summer slide?
Yeah, so again, it doesn't have to be anything fancy or expensive, just incorporating that into everyday activities like we mentioned. When you're traveling, it can be art activities, again, any just sort of things that you do as a family. And the more that families can engage all together, kids will be more apt
and trying to make it fun
make it
too.
Fun.
Right.
Yes,
yeah,
it's
absolutely.
more fun for the kids.
Something to look forward to instead of resenting in the summer, right?
Right.
All right, Dr. Shah, where else can people find you?
So they can find me on Instagram at Wellness with Dr. Shah.
All right, thank you very much.
Right, thank you.
It's the epic summer sale at Denver Mattress, and that means everything is on sale, like the Queen Size Summit, now only $299.99. Save $200 on our Doctor's Choice Original lineup, or no interest until January 2029. The epic summer sale, on now at Denver Mattress.
Experience the Channel 3000 News app today. Enjoy a website-like layout and swipe through articles without returning to the home screen. Download the Channel 3000 News app, powered by News 3 Now.
Now, don't you worry. I'm going to take real good care of your windows.
You need the experts at Feldco. Let the experts at Feldco kickstart your summer with 2-for-1 windows and no interest until 2026. Plus, we'll get it done Feldco fast so you can enjoy your new windows all summer long. 2-for-1 windows won't last long. Hurry. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
At Wendy's, you can get
English muffin and seasoned potatoes for just $3.
with a light and fluffy toasted muffin.
And crispy potatoes, love.
Is this my breakfast? Yes, yes it is.
She bought it.
Grab a proper $3 Wendy's breakfast for a limited time.
Dad, are you certain this is gonna work?
Nothing to it.
Are you for imprint certain?
Certainty matters, like the certainty of 4imprint, your home for high-quality promotional gear, including exclusive items and brands they love. Printed perfectly and guaranteed to arrive on time. To wow your clients, nail your next event, or inspire your team, check out 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
All across Wisconsin, destination marketing organizations are working to ensure that tourism in our great state and your local community is stronger than ever. Their work to drive visitation and enhance the visitor experience not only encourages travelers to discover our great state, it bolsters the economy, supports jobs, and it improves the quality of life for all Wisconsin residents. To learn more about what these great organizations are doing, visit destinationswisconsin.com. Sponsored by Destinations Wisconsin.
It's the epic summer sale at Denver Mattress, and that means everything is on sale, like the Queen Size Summit, now only $299.99. Save $200 on our Doctor's Choice Original lineup, or no interest until January 2029. The epic summer sale, on now at Denver Mattress.
The nation's top call for action team is going strong at News 3 Now, with more than 160 cases closed and over $444,000 recovered. If you need help moving forward, call for action only on News 3 Now. News 3 Now First Warn Weather is taking you beyond the barometer. Email your weather-related questions to firstwarn@wisctv.com, and our team of meteorologists will give you the answers on News 3 Now, live at 4.
Well, over the last couple of days, we've been talking about the brutal heat out west. Now, these are the current temperatures, and obviously, these are the coldest temperatures that some of these places are going to see during the day. 86 for the low temperature in Phoenix, 85 in El Paso. Meanwhile, up here in Madison, we are at 56 degrees. I don't know about you, at least for the morning hours, I'll take 56 over 85, and I'll especially take the afternoon highs today over what some of the places out west are seeing. Now, as we look at the 8 to 14-day temperature outlook, there is going to be a little bit of a shift. Still warm for places in the southwest, but the warmer temperatures are going, at least warmer compared to average, will be in the central and eastern United States. But as I talked about, this will mostly be in the form of 80s. Now, places to the south of us could definitely hit 100, but these are temperatures compared to normal. So obviously above normal for us is around 85 degrees at this time of the year, and down south above normal is 90 to 100. So although we are going to see warmer than average temperatures, we're still not expecting to see the brutal heat that some places out west are seeing, but we likely are going to still see the warmest temperatures that we've seen so far this year.
The second day of the AmFam Championship is always a fun one. For starters, we get the celebrity foursome, which is a blast, but we'll get to that. The best part of the day is that the contenders separate themselves from the pack, and Steve Stricker certainly qualifies as a contender. We start with him. He said after the first round, he was disappointed with his putter, which obviously was not a problem today. First hole for Strick, he rolls in for the short putt and moves to 2 under. He started the day with back-to-back birds, and on the back 9, he was even better. Here he is on 15, draining yet another one, but he still wasn't finished. On 17, he would add yet another tweeter, part of 4 straight birdies to finish off his round. He'd finish 9 under, with tied for the lead with Ernie Els heading into today's final round.
When I can finish the way I did today was what made things a lot more fun and enjoyable, and you know, got me right back in the tournament. For a while there, I made bogey at 13 up the hill with a wedge in my hand, looking to make a birdie, and I make a bogey. So I was 4 back at that point, and so I needed to make a good, strong finish, and I did.
But if Jerry Kelly has anything to say about that, Stricker won't be the only one showing out in their hometown. We start on hole 9 for Jerry Kelly, where he set him up for an easy one, and he finishes it. Converts on the birdie putt, which he needed. He'd finish the front 9 even par. He picked things up on the back 9, though. Kelly had an amazing eagle on 15, and then here he is on 18, finishing his day with a par putt. Heading to the final day, which is today, 3 strokes back of the leader, so really within striking distance of winning his 3rd AmFam title.
Out those 2-3 putts and actually making a couple of makeable putts, I'm right there. But for the way that I've felt the last couple days, being 3 shots back, entering the last round, I'm happy. I'm all right because I know there's a low one in me. I just hope it's tomorrow.
But Stricker and Kelly weren't the only big-timers at the course. Yesterday was also, as we mentioned, the celebrity foursome, and it was a star-studded scramble. Andy North, as always, was joined by the Bucks' Pat Connaughton and former NFL MVP Matt Ryan, as well as Olympic legend Michael Phelps. It's almost certainly the only day of the calendar year that you'd brush shoulders with that many of the best athletes in the world right here in Madison. But that is what this weekend is all about.
To be able to raise money for such a good cause, for a community and for kids, where we can actually make a difference. It's so important. So for me, it's an honor to come back, and hopefully we have some dry weather out there. We're not in the swimming pool today, so I didn't bring my suit and goggles, so let's keep it dry.
I think one of the best parts about golf is, it brings people together, and there's such a charitable background to its history. And so for me, I've always enjoyed being a part of things like this.
It has been a historic season for Cuba City softball. For the first time ever, they made it to the state softball tournament. But they didn't stop there. The Cubans won their semifinal game to advance to the championship round yesterday for the first time ever. Their opponent, the Crickets, the Fall Creek Crickets, and this one was scoreless until the 4th, and that is when Fall Creek broke through. Grace Harem rips one to left to break the scoreless tie. Fall Creek would add 6 more runs in the 6th inning as Cuba City finishes I must mention, a fantastic season as the state runner-up in Division 4. And then on the other side, this one finished up late last night. Milton trying to win their own state title in the Division 1, but it was Kenosha Bradford that pulled out on top. They win it by a score of 9-3. And then how about this? Yesterday, in what was the first year with lacrosse as a state-sanctioned sport in Wisconsin, Middleton High School was crowned your state champion. They beat Neenah yesterday, taking a 7-6 lead in the final minute of regulation. That's your morning sports fix. Have a stupendous Sunday.
Thank you very much, Andrew. It is 6:57. We have a full hour of news coming up. We'll be back right here on Weekend Mornings.
We've got the power.
At the Power Centers of Madison, you can get the job done with Toro and their 60-volt max battery Flex Force power system products. It's unbeatable power by Toro.
We've got the power.
Middleton and Sun Prairie.